Okay, stamp duty. Stamp duty is a tax. Hope you remember taxation. Similar, there's some special condition applied and you have to calculate using that condition. Okay, so it's a tax paid to the Office of State Revenue when you buy a new or used vehicle. So same thing as a house as well. It is calculated on the market value of the vehicle or the price actually paid. Whichever is the greater, stamp duty is usually included in the on-road price of a new vehicle. In New South Wales, the rates for stamp duty on a motor vehicle are, so there's a table there. Now this is like, let's have a look. 0 to $44,999. You pay $3 for every $100 or part of $100. Now, what does that really mean? It's just talking about the number of parts in every 100. It's actually percentage. It says $3, but it's actually 3%. And same as 45,000 and over, $1,350 plus, no matter what, you have to pay that. And then $5 for every $100 over 45,000. Now, what does that really mean? $1,350 plus 5% of whatever that's over 45,000. Please remember, it's not timesing by $3 or $5. It's actually timesing by 3% and 5%, depends on the value of the vehicle. The price of a motor vehicle needs to be rounded up to the nearest $100 when calculating stamp duty. So for example, if it was $18,640, we don't really think about that $40. We just round it up, whether it's a 5 or bigger than 5, just round it up. So it becomes $18,700. Okay, $28,230. What would that be? It will be $28,300. Okay, so remember two things about stamp duty. That table, the condition of the stamp duty is in representing as a percentage, okay, 3% or 5%. And the price that we are using to calculate that stamp duty is rounded up to the nearest $100. Let's have a look at the example. Example 4, Lexi purchased a vehicle for $56,240. Wow. The stamp duty is $3 for every $100 of the purchase price up to $44,999 and $1,350 plus $5 for every $100 for $45,000 and over. Part A, how much stamp duty did Lexi pay? Definitely, Lexi's stamp duty is on the second part, isn't it? So if I say that's my A and that's my B, Lexi's car is in the B range, okay, because she paid $56,240. That's over $45,000. Before we start, let's tie this one up a bit. I need to change that to this one, round it up to the nearest 100. So it'll become 56,300. So we need to use that to calculate stamp duty. Collecting information here. Now, I am not going to worry about the first part of it, the $3 for every $100, because that's not the case for this one. We got to do this one, okay? Because the car is more than $45,000. And vehicle is 56,300. Stamp duty, that's what we have to find. And that's the condition we have to use. Okay, so I'm going to use stamp duty for SD equals $1,350. No matter how much you pay for your car, you have to pay this one if your car is over 45,000 or even 45,000. Plus, remember, it's a $5 for every $100. That means 5%. 5% of, now we have to find the difference. 56,300 take away 45,000. Okay, so we're going to find the 5% of the difference. To calculate, it'll be 1350 plus 5 over 100 times. Put that in your calculator, you will get 1350 plus that extra part is 565. The total stamp duty that Lexi has to pay, $1,915. That's what she has to pay for her car.
I had a question. With that,
Yeah.
maybe it said, is that every year or is that when she purchased it?
Stamp duty is just one off.
So like when she purchases the car, she's also
Correct.
a little
Correct.
bit.
You don't pay this every year or anything.
Oh, okay.
This is when you buy it.
Right, like little extra kind of.
Yeah, it's just like tax.
Oh, okay.
You just have to pay, and then you don't have to pay after that.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
Good question, actually. Next one, part B, complete the table below. Now, we have to remember, guys, 3% was below 45,000, wasn't it? 44,999. And after that, from 45,000 onwards, you have to pay 5%. So I separate this table according to that condition. If vehicle was 10,000, you're paying 3%, so it's 300, okay? And then each time it goes up by 10,000. So see, because the table says 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, right? So it's going up by 10,000. So it means it's going up by $300. It'll be 600, 900, and 1,200. And I will stop there because from 45,000 onwards, the condition's different. Okay, so you have to be very careful about that. 5% condition was you have to pay 1,350 no matter what, and then plus 5% of the difference. Your car was 45,000. I'm doing this one right now. Okay, and then you have to take away 45,000 from that. It's just zero here. So whole thing is zero here for this case. I'm just going to call this one as A, B, C, D, E because we have to calculate this one separately. So in this one is A. Okay, so what you got is 1,350 because the other one is zero. So here, 1,350. Okay, that's all. Now, B, so I still have to pay 1,350 plus 5%, which is 5 over 100, times the difference. Now, my car now is 50,000. So I'm going to go 50,000, take away 45,000 because how much is over from 45,000. So you need to get the difference between the car and the condition. So if you do that, plus 5 over 100 times 5,000. Okay, so when you do that, you will get 1,600. Okay, C, same. You do 1,350 plus 5% of the difference. Now is a 60,000 car. Take away 45,000, whatever is over 45,000. So we have to find the difference. When you do that, oh, it's already got it here, 21. So I don't have to do that. Okay, now I'm going to move here to D, 1,350 plus 5 over 100. The difference, 70,000 minus 45,000. You will get 2,600. Okay, and the same thing for E. Okay, E will be 1,350 plus 5 over 100. In the brackets, it'll be 80,000, take away 45,000. And then put that in your calculator, you will get 3,100. C, use the completed table of values from the part B. Construct a piecewise linear graph. It's a straight line. Okay, all we have to do now is the plotting. So I already started with a 0, 0 and 10,000 to 300 roughly here. I'm assuming that you're actually done all the scales of x-axis and y-axis carefully before you plotting it. That's your first step when you have to sketch it. plan your scales for x-axis and y-axis, okay? 20,000 to 600 over there. 30,000 to 900 below there. 40,000 to 1,200, and then 50 to 1,350, and then 60 to 21,000. Okay, and then 70 to 2,600, just above there. 80 to 3,100. Okay, just above 3,000. Okay, now you probably noticed that it's not going to be straight line, isn't it? Because there's something is not quite straight about this. It is a straight line in a way. It'll look like this. Okay, but that's why it's called piecewise. It means it's in the pieces, the straight line in the different two sections. So here up to here, that's one straight line, first one, and that's second straight line, isn't it? So two straight lines are together. That's what we call piecewise linear graph. D part 1, use the graph. Okay, this is a key word. You have to be careful. Whenever it says use the graph or construct a graph or anything like that with a graph, you must think about and plan scales of x-axis and y-axis. So I'm looking at the x-axis, the vehicle value. My x-axis, there's a 10,000, and from 0 to 10,000, there's a 10 spaces. So that's what I did, 10,000 divided by 10, because I want to know how much it's going to get bigger each space. So when I do that, I know that each space represents $1,000. Okay, because it's dollars here. Actually, both of the axes were dollars. And I'm looking at the y-axis now. I'll go from 0 to 500, and there's a 5 spaces there. So when I divide it by 5, I'll get 100. So each space going up by $100. All right, so after you've done the scales, I think we can read the graph easily. So let's look at the question here. The stamp duty. Okay, we're looking for stamp duty, which is on the y-axis. I'm looking for my y value here when x value is 64,000. So 64,000 is here. I'll just put that in because it's going up by 1,000. So I just have to move 4 spaces to the right from 60,000 will be my 64,000. So I got 64,000. I'm going up until I hit the line, and then I move to my left, and I'll have to read value on the y-axis. Okay, so I've got 2,000 here, and I'm going up by how many spaces? 1, 2, 3, and each space is $100. So it's going to be $2,300. Okay, so that's not too bad. $2,300 for stamp duty. Next one, the value of vehicle. That's my X value we're looking for when the stamp duty, the Y, is $750. It's important to translate your question into mathematical language. This one is saying is when Y value is 750, what is my X value? So I'm going to look at my y-axis and look for 750 value here, which is right there. I know that each space is $100, so I've got to do halfway because it's a $50 in it. So I'm going to go up by 2 and then go up by half. So that'll give me $750. So go to the right until I hit the line, and then I'll go down so to see my X value there. Okay, so that's my question mark there, and I want to see from 20,000, how many spaces am I going to the right? So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I know my scale tells me that each space represents $1,000, and I went just 5 spaces to the right from $20,000. So it's going to be $25,000. So what does that mean? That's a $25,000 car, and I have to pay stamp duty of $750. That's all for today's lesson. Well done, guys. Thanks.